Make it feeling nice. Cooking up with safari spice. Jerk chicken. Yes, yes, please. Sizzle, sizzle. Better eat. Safari spice. Oh, let it flow. Feel that rhythm. Let it go. Dancing while we cook tonight. Safari spice, your delight. Ooh, yeah. Let's rock flavors then. Feel the groove. Don't let it end. In the kitchen, we're alive. Safari spice. Let's fry. Hold on. Let me get this together. Let me get it together, guys. Hold on. No? Yes? Oh, no. Like this? Oh, okay. Fix it like this. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm over here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just messing around. Let me fix this light. I don't know. I think maybe I came on a little unprepared. What's up, TikTok? What's up, YouTube? Mm. Like, share, subscribe. Let's go. Y'all know the house rules. When you come over here, bring some food. You got to bring some food. You guys know this is really a cooking channel, but I am over here talking about the Diddy trial. So there's some oranges. Eat some oranges. It's great with vitamin C. So what is going on? Oh, where do we start? I don't even know where to start, guys. I usually have a show. I have a review. We start talking. We get it together, and on my mind is just information overload. What are we in week 5? It's a lot, guys, and I know a lot of y'all that really I talk to. Some people like I have some friends that like they're not even watching it. They're asking me. They're like, "Al, what you think?" Some people are following it off and on. A lot of people are working. It's a lot to listen to 8 hours of testimony for the last 5 weeks. It's hard. So um, I don't even know where to start. There was a new audio that was released. The judge, he got in trouble with Diddy. Judge Room wasn't having it because he told him he kept staring at the judge, trying to stare at them, trying to intimidate them. And the judge was like, "No, we're not doing that." They were like, "We were not doing that. If you do that again, that we're gonna remove you from the courtroom." So I guess he got a message. There was a rumor too that his mother testified. That I don't think that's true. That was a rumor. His mother came up and testified. Do you think she'll take a stand? I'm curious. Let me know in the comments if you think that he's going to take a stand or not. I don't know. So some people are saying with Jane. Let's talk about Jane. She was the last one who testified, right? Is that what they're calling her, Jane? Jane. They're saying, was she just a high-end escort? Was she just a high end? Or because a lot of men are like, "Hey, he's giving you $10,000 a month." She wanted $15,000 a month previously from her baby daddy. She was getting more money, and then it got cut. So a lot of men are like, "Well, if I take you out and I pay your rent, I expect you to I expect to have my way with you." Let's say that, right? I'm gonna try and keep this live as clean as I can. They're community guidelines, guys. It's community guidelines. I have to stay within the community guidelines. So what I'm saying is that I think, okay, let me tell you my theory. I think between Diddy's, I was gonna get my hammer. I think between Diddy's ego, circle of influence, rugs. We all know he was on a lot of rugs. I think his attorneys told him, "Come to New York, turn yourself in. We'll get you on house arrest, and you'll be out in a couple of days, and we could push back the trial, and you'll be good, or you'll be on house arrest or ankle monitor or something like that." Because why would you go to New York, get a hotel, and be prepared for FO, knowing that you're getting ready to go start a trial? Like I didn't understand it. I think he went to New York. I think he got a hotel. I think he was going to turn himself in, right? I think he was going to turn himself in. And I think the feds was watching him. I think the feds was watching him. And he went to New York with Jane. Because they said they found a female in the room. They found clear high heels in the room next to the bang bang with the rugs, $9,000 cash. So I think Diddy was in the hotel with Jane, right? And they had some male entertainers, about 3 or 4 male entertainers would come in to meet them in the hotel. And I think the feds was watching him. I think Diddy got up and he walked to the park near the hotel. I don't know which park it was. I don't know if it was Central Park. I don't know. I forgot the address where he was at, Fifth Avenue. I think when he walked to the park, the feds had a wire tap. They were listening to his phone. And I think they busted in the door in the hotel and they found Jane. I think Jane was in the hotel. I think they probably arrested her and they said, "You're going to testify. And if you don't testify, we're going to lock you up." That's what I think happened. So he never turned himself in. And it was like, why he got arrested a week early? Why did he get arrested so far? And I think that's why. This is crazy. This is so crazy. So let's just do a recap where we're at. So the first person that testified was Israel Flores. He was a security guard at the International Continental. He was the first one that testified. The highlights, what did he say his highlights were? He was a security officer. He worked there in March 2016. He's on the oath. He used to be in the Army for over 15 years, and then he became LAPD. He got the call. He was the one that got the 911 call. No, not a 911 call. He got the call from Cassie in the hotel. When he got off the elevator, he saw Cassie was on the floor, curled up. And he said that her face, she had bruises on her face. See, he never called the police. That's the problem. But I think Cassie was like, no, don't call the police because I got a movie coming out. He saw the broken flower vase. He testified at that. And he also saw the civilians, the video in the hotel. The same one that was on CNN. He testified that he took Combs and Ventura back to the hotel room. Any damage they would be billed. He said Diddy tried to bribe him. Now bribery, let's do a count. Bribery is going to be one of the predicates of RICO, right? So he testified that. That's one. Later, he said that KK came with a paper bag with $100,000. That was his assistant. They came with a machine to count it. And they split it up 50-50 between him and his boss, right? Okay, let's go back. That was witness number one. They've had over 22 witnesses and 200 pieces of evidence. And I think with the jury, a lot of people are saying, oh, we're tired of this 12-year slave with the beat. They're just tired of get to the RICO, wrap it together, pull it together. It's going on 5 weeks, 6 weeks. They're getting tired of just hearing that he was just, beating up women. And what else was to justify RICO, or who was the enterprise? So now we have Daniel Phillip, who was a male entertainer. He testified next. He said he was paid from 2012 to 2014 for 2 years. And he was giving rugs. And then he said he was paid to perform under the influence. He testified that Combs used coercion and violence. Um, he said they were at the Gramercy Park Hotel in Manhattan in 2012. So did they fly him? Remember they talk about transportation. Did they? Where does he live? Did they fly him to Manhattan, or did he live there? He thought he was going for a bachelorette party. This is the same thing the Punisher said. Um, they were dressed up in a wig and a baseball hat, and he got paid $700 to $6,000. And this was at the Gramercy Park and Essex Hotel in New York. That would last up to 10 hours. And he did that for 2 years. So he testified. He said he was vulgar. He used curse words. He was angry. Ventura was crying. So that shows the coercion that if she wanted to be there, if she was willing, why would she be crying? Why would he be yelling at her? Why would he be cursing at her? Why? Okay. Prosecution, let me tell you, for a speedy trial for 6 months, they got a lot of material. I think they've been investigating him, I guess, from her lawsuit in 2023. I would say even further than that, but I'm looking for the transportation if they flew this guy to New York. Okay, so let's skip over him. So then we had Cassie Ventura's, her testimony. She was on the stand for, I don't know, the duration of the week. I think it was 3 days. We all know her story. She was 19, 11-year relationship. He got her hooked on rugs, promised her a 10-year album deal, 10 album deal. She's married, 2 kids, had a 3rd son. Congratulations. Okay, we kind of know that story. The big question, I think the problem with Cassie that everyone is saying is that why did she stay? Why did she stay? Why did she stay for 10 years? I mean, I can't answer that question. Only Cassie can answer that question. I don't think the prosecution did a good idea. I don't think the prosecution. Let me come back to this for a minute. Who was it? I think it was no, Capricorn Clark. Capricorn Clark was an assistant and was telling the jury, he charged me with stealing jewelry. He kidnapped me for 5 days under false arrest. I had to take 2 lie detector tests. If I didn't pass, I was going to get thrown in the river. But Capricorn told the juror, like, half of these jurors are older men or whatever, and they were like, I couldn't work anywhere. A lot of these jurors are probably like, go work at a department store, or go be a nurse, or go do that. If you're in the music business and you've been in it for a decade or 2, there's only like 3 or 4 labels you could work. Let's say you could work for Def Jam, you could work for Rockefeller, you could work for Bad Boy, or you could work for, Master P or 50 Cent G Unit or something. Let's just say there's 4 main labels in the music business for rappers you could work for. If she's at the top of the food chain with Capricorn Clark's at the top of the food chain with Bad Boy Records, with Diddy, and then he's gonna go blackball you, badmouth you, don't work with her. Yes, he can really put you out of business. I mean, don't you remember what he did with Wendy Williams, and he ran her out the city, right? So I don't think the prosecution, in my opinion, I don't think the prosecution has done a great job with getting that across to the jury. That's one thing. I don't think they were doing a good job with that. That's just my opinion. I would love to hear your opinion in the comments, though. You can let me know. So after Cassie, why she stayed so long? They get into Stockholm syndrome. It's probably more mental. the mental fear, and then you did see her try to leave, and then she did get beat. And they said though, they said women who are victims of DV that the worst, the hardest time, or when most of them unfortunately get unalive, is when they try to leave. And she probably had a lot of, I think she had a lot of fear, a lot of mental fear. Okay, after Cassie was Yassine Biden, Homeland Security, HSI, Homeland Security Special Agent. Oh, she testified all the baby oil that she found thousands of bottles of baby oil. She's in the Special Human Trafficking Division. She provided detailed evidence in his hotel room on September 16th in New York. Oh, she's here to testify. Homeland Security testified what they found in the hotel, which I think they were in there with Jane, who's testifying now this week. Okay, they were at the Hyatt Park. They were in room 2111. They were watching them. They had rugs, um, meal entertainment, MDMA, baby oil, lubricants. So this is a female. It's a female lady. They remember they found 3 cell phones in his shoes. They had took pictures of 3 cell phones that were in his shoes. Let me see if I can find it. One second. Let me pull it up. Is it the Hyatt Park? Well, Hyatt Park Hotel? I said. Okay, hold on. I'm going to share my screen. So this was the Hyatt Park. So here's the money they found when they did the raid. They found the $9,000 cash. Let me go back. And I remember this was his drawer. There's all the baby oil. But there was like 3 cell phones in his shoe that I think that they're probably going to come and testify what they found in the shoes. So, okay, so she's just testifying that there was a lot of baby oil in the bathtub floor. And then earlier in March, they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil in his house in Miami. She testified in $9,000 cash. Okay. Let's see who went after her. Dawn Richard. Dawn Richard, she had her own lawsuit, right, against him that she had got SA'd. She was saying she was stressed out working for him. He was verbally abusive, always yelled at her. She would lose weight. She would have to go for days without sleeping. But when she got cross-examined, they murdered her because she kept, even though something happened, that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to make you a good witness. I think maybe they should have prepped her a little better because it was the story about with the eggs. She said she was at Diddy's house and Cassie was making him breakfast and she took the frying pan. She was frying eggs and he hit her in the head. And I think on cross-examination with Westmoreland kept asking her, well, did the egg hit her in the head? Did the pan hit her in the head? Did he throw the pan at the wall? And I think she was getting caught up. Maybe she was just nervous, but she was getting caught up in her testimony. And that was Dawn. So she wasn't as strong as Cassie. But then was Kerry Morgan. I thought her testimony was pretty good. Shout out to Diddy Docket, by the way. I'm getting all these dockets at Diddy Docket. Shout out to them. So then Kerry Morgan came, and all these people were subpoenaed. No one wanted to be here. I guess they signed a proffer agreement. Some of them who had worked for him, his assistants and bodyguards, they signed the proffer agreement to testify. And then the witnesses. And some of the witnesses are coming anonymously. So here's Kerry Morgan. She said her and Cassie were friends for a while, but when she got with Diddy, she had to stop. She said they went on one trip to Jamaica, and I think Diddy was violent with Cassie. She tried to step in, and he came and he grabbed her by her neck and started to choke her. So she settled for like 30. She was gonna sell. She was gonna sue him, but then he gave her $30,000, and she never talked to Cassie again until now because she figured that was just a toxic situation that she didn't want to deal with. So I did have a list here that I went through before in 91, how many people had settled and had got paid. I'll go through it really quick and why this has been able to go on for 3 decades. Remember the shooting at the club with J-Lo? The young lady, Miss Rubin, who got almost unalive. She did sue for 130 million. She did settle. All the other victims, 2 other victims settled for between 50,000, 500,000 in 1999. City College victims, the families got paid between $40,000 and $50,000. Steve Stout got hit in the head with a champagne bottle. He settled in 1999 for $500,000. Capricorn Clark testified that she got a check from Universal Music Group for being kidnapped for $1 million. Shine, after he did 10 years in prison in 2009, got paid $50,000. We never know what happened in 2015 with the coach who was assaulted in UCLA. He was the football coach for his son. We don't know. In 2016, Anthony Garcia said he accepted a bribery for $100,000 in the Continental Hotel in LA for the videotape robbery of the fight with Cassie. In 2017, there was a settlement for $10 million. That was done by anonymous victim Mia, but she settled for $400,000 and her attorney took half, so she got $200,000. In 2018, Kerry Morgan for strangling her in Jamaica, she accepted a payout for $30,000. In 2013, Cassie Ventura got $20 million from Sharon Combs and another $10 million from International Continental Hotel in California. And in 2024, Derek Lee Cardello Smith, who's incarcerated, won a lawsuit for $100 million in the state of Michigan. Woo! I said a mouthful. Those are just the settlements and the payouts that we know about. How many are there that we don't know about? So I'm not against victims getting paid. You got to do what you got to do, but this is just trying to tie in the whole RICO predicate. We had David James. He's Diddy's assistant. He testified. He worked from him from 2007, 2009. Guys, I'm reading this from the Diddy docket. So shout out to the Diddy docket. They're doing an excellent job. He said that he witnessed years of abuse and coercion with rugs and FOs. He was a witness to Cassie Ventura. He was the assistant, and he's just testifying that what Cassie's saying is true and that it's not a lie. He was hired under Bad Boy Entertainment. He remembered the day he faxed his resume to them. He scheduled 40 appointments. And that his role, he's justifying that his role to work for Mr. Combs is that it's his kingdom and that everyone is there to serve him by any means necessary, I guess. And then I hear a lot of these, a lot of the employers too, a lot of the employees, they would work, I don't know, overwork, 80-hour days with no sleep, 4 hours sleep, 2 hours sleep. He would stock the rooms with baby oil, Glide, pills, food, drinks, and prophylactics. He would purchase these from the store and then he would get reimbursement. Oh, so he's saying this wasn't Diddy's personal stuff, that he was buying it through the record label. There goes the RICO. That RICO that you're using the business money to commit SA acts. He said he witnessed Diddy take rugs with friends. He lists all of them. I'm not going to repeat it. He had to take a lie detector test for his loyalty. I think everyone that worked with him had to sign a DNA. That right there is a red flag. Like, I can work with you. Why do I have to sign a DNA, right? Mm. He testified he saw Combs being very violent. Oh, he talks about he was one of the person allegedly holding the bang bang when they approached Suge Knight at Mel's Diner. Suge was like, luckily they didn't run up on me because it wouldn't have went in his favor. Okay. So that's David James. We have Regina Ventura. We remember that was Cassie's mother. She said she really didn't know what was going on with Cassie. Was she? I heard a few things. I'm not sure. Was she Diddy's assistant? And they did testify that she did accept a couple of gifts from Diddy. Also, when he got Cassie her first apartment in Manhattan, her mother and father were there. I think later he had got her a second apartment in California, but I don't think they were there for that. And Diddy put Cassie and Kid Cudi in the studio to make some money. Of course, when he found out they started dating, he was so upset and rage, and he went and he called the mother and was like, "You have to send me $20,000 or whatever video tapes I have of your daughter. I'm going to release them." So of course, her mother was worried. She took a home equity loan out on her house, and she sent Diddy the $20,000. So that proves extortion. Okay, next up was Sheree Hayes, the Punisher. He met them in New York in the Trump Tower. Cassie called him, arranged the dates, paid him in cash. This went on for 2 to 3 years. He never saw anything out of the normal. He didn't feel Cassie had any coercion against him. He did offer a statement of apology. If I ever did anything to bring any, harm to you, I apologize. He thought they were just a married couple and he was coming to dance for a bachelorette party. He also does have a book on Amazon that you could buy, In Search of Freezer Meat. The only same thing he said he was worried was that Diddy would always be like in the corner and watching, and it would just kind of like creep him out, and he would have like a bag over his head or something. So weird. Next up was Gerard Gannon, another Homeland Security. He testified. His role was to present physical evidence during the raid. He's a forensic psychologist. I guess he's talking about what he found in the raid of Los Angeles and Miami. Oh, okay. That's when he came with the AR-15, that it was defaced. So he's talking about the AR-15 and a .45 caliber. Okay. He's talking about any rugs, videos, and again, the 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Oh my God, it's not funny. Okay, let's see who went up next after that. Dawn Hughes. She's a forensic psychologist. I think she started to talk about Stockholm Syndrome. Why do victims stay? She talks about the R. Kelly trial. The mental control. The fact that Miss Cassie probably had PTSD. All right. George Kaplan. He was executive assistant. He would go run and pick up all his prescription medication, and Frank Black, Frank White, all the women they would testify that would come up to the hotel, Kim Porter allegedly, and Cassie. They would all check in under Janet's star, and he would come and clean up the room, and he had to pay an extra $1,000 for the cleaning crew. His job was to protect his boss's image. He would run and pick up any prescription drugs. I think he would pay cash for it out of his pocket and then get reimbursed. He traveled with him to New York, Miami, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., and Orlando. He was cross examined, and Kaplan's testimony focused heavily on the role of preparing and cleaning up rooms for Combs, often booked under the pseudonym Frank Black in reference to the late rapper Notorious B.I.G. Nickname was Frank White. He would unpack his clothes, speaker, candles, liquor, baby oil, and lubricant. These items were either provided by Combs or former Chief of Staff Christina Coram, KK. Where is Christina on the Kaplan on a corporate card? Okay, corporate card, American Express. They're gonna run the American Express. That everything, the hotels, the jet, the planes, everything that they were doing, they were running it through the American Express card. Where is KK? That's what I want to know. Where is K? Is she hiding? Will she turn? Is she gonna testify? They lock her up. Where is she? He always said, did he like applesauce on his burgers? They say he's bipolar, allegedly, but I can see the mood swings. He's so charming. He's a monster. He love bomb me. You want to fire me? You can see it, just the hot and cold. He had to work 80 to 100 hours per week with a salary of $125,000. By the time you take out the tax bracket on 125 and you go by the hours, hey, it may be minimum wage. Okay, so he just goes on and on, testifies about how he had to protect his boss's image. Now we have the Punisher. The Punisher came in and he testified about being up in Trump Tower. He apologized to Cassie. He didn't witness anything wrong. And this went on for 3 years. No, this is Kid Cudi. My apologies. Then we had Kid Cudi. Scott Machete. I didn't know his legal name. Okay, Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi. He was hired by Diddy to go in the studio and do music with Cassie. They started a relationship. Diddy at the time was free to date other women, Kim Porter, J-Lo, Gina, whoever he wanted, but Cassie was not allowed, even though she wasn't legally married. Once Diddy found out they were dating, he went and grabbed Capricorn Clark with the bang bang, threw it in the getaway car, which was a black Escalade, and the driver's name was Ruben. And he said, tell me now where Kid Cudi lives. They told him. He went to the house. Capricorn called him, said, don't go home. Diddy's here. She was like, how do you know? He's like, I'm outside your house. Diddy breaks in. He kicks over the Christmas tree, opens up all the Christmas gifts, finds Chanel's bag, says, oh, were you buying gifts for Cassie or whatever? Then the dog starts barking. He takes the dog. He throws it in the bathroom. A week later, Kid Cudi's Porsche blows up. LAPD, no, the fire department does an investigation. There's a English 40 mocktail cocktail that someone cut in front and dropped it inside the car of his Porsche. Let me tell you, these podcasters that are going downtown to the trial, they're tired. They're like, I want to go home. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm over it. I miss my family. Shout out to all the podcasters covering this, Okay, here we go. So let me share the screen. What you guys got going on this weekend? I'm sitting up here with you. Here we go. This is Kid Cudi's car right here. So they're saying someone came with a mocktail cocktail. They cut the roof with a knife. It was an English 40 with a designer handkerchief, and they dropped it. Luckily, the fuel fell out, so it caught fire, but it didn't really blow up because even though Kid Cudi had 3 cars, the Porsche was the closest one to the house. So had the Porsche blew up, boom, it would have caught fire to the house, and then maybe the house would have blew up. So when the fire department took the fingerprints, they wanted to cross-reference it with the LAPD for where the break into his home was. They didn't call it a break-in; they called it a trespassing. When they went, the fingerprints was missing. So they were saying Diddy got a dirty cop on the LAPD. which is the same thing that Little Rod said, that there was a shooting at the studio in LA allegedly by a rapper named G, that he had put pictures in, and they put him outside with the homeless people and called the cops and said he got shot outside. So they were saying that Diddy had cops on the payroll, which I wouldn't be surprised because so did Suge Knight. And that was pretty much Kid Cudi's story. After that, he was like, it was too much drama with Cassie. He wasn't going to see anymore. Eventually, his dog, Freshie, died and he got a new dog. So that was his story. His was the most, I thought, attention grabbing. Morales, who is this? Makeup artist. Oh, the makeup artist. She was just saying, more beatings, right? Cassie, Diddy, they were at a party. She left. She came back. He kicked in her hotel. They were fighting. She had bruises on her head. She left. She took Cassie to her house. Never called the police. No one ever called the police. I didn't hear she took any money from Diddy. But a lot of abuse. Frederick Zimmermore is the general manager at the Beverly Hills. Okay, I guess he's the general manager at the hotel, backing up the story that the makeup artist had said. He pulled up the hotel records and testified that Combs stayed there from 2006 to 2019. The conditions of the rooms, which required deep cleaning due to excessive oil and candle wax. Jackie Starr, Frank White, Frank Black, Orion Lopez. Those are the names, the aliases that they use to check in. Okay. He had to have the room at 75 degrees. That's not too hot. And a reservation note also required approval from Combs' former chief, Christina Coram, for a bill over $2,000, indicating oversight by his team. So it seemed like Christina Coram, she was like the money person. She was handling all the money coming in and out, and everything had to get approved for her. If he was picking up prescription medication, booking hotel flights, anything, she had to approve everything. He always had to leave an extra $1,000 for potential damages to the room. Okay. Let's go. Josh Croft, his Homeland Security. Here comes Homeland Security again. Well, he took Cassandra Vercassi's phones and laptops. I don't know if she gave him the old the old phones, or he took them. And the login was Frank Black. Oops. Cassie's login said Frank Black, which was Diddy's. And the laptop. So Diddy's phone and laptop Cassie's cell phones and laptops had Diddy's login. Here comes Capricorn Clark. She came and testified. She was a friend with Suge Knight. Her best friend had a baby with him. She started work for Bad Boy. The day she started working with him, he took her to Central Park and was like, I realize you know Suge. If anything happens, I'm going to unalive you. They started working together. And then one day, Diddy had a loaner, Jacob the Jeweler. He was Jacob the Jeweler. If you don't know, I guess you know him. Listen, rap music. Jacob the Jeweler was in Manhattan. Gave him 3 diamond necklaces, I think with the cross, because he was having a white party in the Hamptons. When they got on the plane, they were going to the airport to go to Miami. She realized that the black suitcase with the diamond jewelry was missing. They took her to Manhattan, to an office with just chairs and tables with this very large man. And they interrogated her for 5 days. And she had to take 2 lie detector tests. And they said if she didn't pass it, they were going to throw her in the East River. That's what she testified. Then she also testified that Diddy was violent with her. And she eventually was either going to sue or she got $1 million from Universal Music Group. She did get a payout for that. So that was Capricorn. And she was also blackballed from the industry. She was the one crying, said she couldn't work. She needed the money. Her son was highly autistic, can't speak. And she was begging for her job back. LAPD, Christopher Ignacio, LAPD. What did he testify? December 22nd, that's when the break-in into the house came. He got a radio call at 8:20 a.m. that there was a burglary. And there was a black Cadillac Escalade parked in front of the house. They did run the license plate from the Escalade, and license plate was registered to Bad Boy Entertainment or Bad Boy International. The dog was locked into the bathroom and all his Christmas gifts were open. Okay, so the LAPD is just backing up what the defense aim highlighting. Okay, so they just backed up what he said, his testimony. So the witness comes and testifies, and then they come with backup. Lance, LA Fire Department, Lance Jimenez, LA Fire Department comes. He says he testifies that someone did cut the rooftop. It was a 40-ounce Old English 800 malt liquor bottle with a designer handkerchief was thrown through the convertible of the roof. There was a burnt highlighter on the floor and a black glove found in the driver's seat. They never tested the glove, but they assumed it was Kid Cudi's, or he said it was his. He requested DNA fingerprint testing on other items like bottled liquor. Over his 20-year career, he had very few hits with DNA and fire investigations, indicating challenges to obtain unusable forensic evidence in such a case. But there was the LAPD put destruction of the fingerprints. I think they should transfer Diddy to California for state crimes, for tampering of evidence, fingerprints, arson, maybe the Keefe D trial and the unaliving of Tupac Shakur. Okay, now we got Dante Nash. He was hilarious. I missed this one, but all the highlights. And he was just witnessing everything that Cassie said, and broke up and agreed to the testimony that they were friends and it was very toxic. Yada yada yada. Okay, let's go. Mia came anonymously. She was essayed 3 times, but she loved him. Yeah. She met him at his 40th birthday party with his children. When she finally, after Kim Porter died, she left. She left his employment because of psychological abuse. She sued for $10 million, settled for $400,000, but only got $200,000 because her attorney took half. Okay. Is this crazy, guys? This is a lot. And we still got a few more. Sylvia Oken, director of sales at the Beverly Hills Hotel. What she got to say at the hotel? What are we saying now? What are you saying here? What are you saying here? There was a bill in June 2014 for $6,000, include room charges, private bar parking, telephone, hotel gift shop, candles, $300 deep cleaning, soiled beyond normal, $500 charge for extra baby. The room was in Frank Black. Eddie Garcia. Oh, okay, Eddie Garcia was funny. He was the one that he was working in the hotel. He was making $10 an hour. He got the call from KK. Hey, Diddy wants to see you. He's like, I don't want to be bothered. Hey, Diddy needs to see you. He was like, this video is gonna ruin my life, man. He comes with $100,000 in a bag. They counted with the machine. He took half. He gave his manager the other half. That was Eddie Garcia. Derek Ferguson. Oh, the CFO. He testified something about a hedge fund group that Highland Capital Management, Jeffrey Epstein allegedly put 10 million into this hedge fund that was to help fund or start Revolt TV, right? He also testified the $20,000 that got transferred out of Bad Boy from Regina Ventura to Diddy to Bad Boy Entertainment, then later out of Bad Boy Entertainer back to Regina Ventura. That proves the extortion that they're bringing across. You guys see Rico? Do you guys see Rico? Do you not see Rico? Do you see just DV? Do you see organized crime? Have you seen any of the predicates? Hold on, before I go on, let me stop sharing. Are you guys seeing any of the predicate acts for RICO? Are you seeing arson, kidnapping, bribery, obstruction of justice, coercion, rugs, bang bangs? You guys seeing it or no? Or do you think this is just a boyfriend, girlfriend, DV that shouldn't even be in a federal court? No? Let's go back. This is the recap, guys. I'm giving you a long recap. A long recap. Um, these are the predicate acts: arson, Kid Cudi burnt a car. There were two workers, two male entertainers. Kidnapped the assistant, Capricorn Clark. Extortion with Regina Ventura. Bribery, Eddie Garcia for the hotel. Plus two bang bangs. What was it? An AK-45 or AR-15? I think it was, or 45 caliber, that illegally own weapons in Florida if you have a license, but they were defaced. And what about the rugs? Were they with the intent to distribute, or were they for personal use, or were you just doing a Bill Cosby? What were you doing? And this is supposed to be the enterprise. Uncle Paulie, where is he? D-Rock, where is he? Christina Clark, she testified. Roger Barnes, where is he? Jeannie Dale, where is he? Capricorn Clark, where is she? She flipped it. She's coming in. He already testified. This guy right here, he flipped. Uncle Paulie, Ruben, D-Rock, where are these people? Where are they? Where are the organized enterprise and the RICO? Forensic video expert Frank Piazza. He sped up the TV, slowed down the TV, just basically said that the footage was correct and that it was on a time capsule or something, time delay lapse, and that's why it was like that. Okay. Brianna Bungalow. She was the one testified that she was a rug dealer and she was friends with Cassie. I think that eventually they got into a relationship and they were constantly getting high together. And then Diddy got upset or jealous because her and Cassie maybe were dating. He went up to her apartment. She thought it was a hotel. Cassie said no, it was an apartment. It was so many years ago. They couldn't get the date right. He got upset. He shook her off of the balcony and she had some bruises in her leg. And they testified she did get the date wrong on the cross-examination. They were like, no, Diddy was at Trump Tower ordering food. How could he be at the Trump Tower in California hanging you off a balcony at the same time? Doesn't make sense. But they brought in the prosecution probably knew that Brian Steele and Nicole Westmoreland were going to line her up because they came back with proof. They were like, nope, we got metadata that day happened, not on the 22nd or whatever she testified, but it was actually the 30th. They pulled the metadata that it was the day of the 30th, and that was the day. She said it was to September 26th. It wasn't the 26th. It was actually the 30th, and I think the metadata proved it that Diddy was there. More violence, more coercion. Digital forensic examiner. Okay, this is the forensic examiner that did the metadata to verify that. What are they doing here? I didn't read this one. This is about Jane extracting data from Victoria's 3 phones. This is forensic data. They're going through the cell phones. They're just trying to use the data on there. Guys, they're going back text messaging and emails a decade ago. So everything's always stored in a cloud or a server. It's never really, erased. I guess they could use satellite and bring it back. I'm gonna read this one later. I don't really know. And then there was Jane too, who came in as a pseudonym. That's been with him from 2021 up until his date of arrest. I told you, I think she was Jane Doe. Victim number 2 was in the room with her at the New York Park Hotel. And they said either you got to testify or we are going to arrest you. And she gets into their relationship, that she loved them. They went to Bahamas. They went to Turks and Caicos. She flew on a jet. She was from California. They had a great relationship. She was falling in love. She was agreed with the FO initially, but then after a while, she said she didn't want to do it anymore. Yada, 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 yada. And she said no. No is no. So she didn't have agency over her body. And that's what Cassie said. They said, would you take the 20 millions right now? She said, if I had agency over my body, I wouldn't. I wouldn't take the money. I want agency. As you think it's a complicated case? Agency plays a crucial role in resisting objecting by allowing individuals to assert their identity and make choices about their bodies and lives. In feminist discourse, agency is often discussed in retaliation to autonomy and the ability to make informed decisions regarding one's own. So on cross examination, no, not on on the prosecution with Jane Doe, because she was like, "Oh, I don't want to be with the male entertainer. At least I have protection." So she was asking him for permission. Can I have protection? He was like, "No, no, you can't. No, right?" It was like, "No, no, no, no." She's like, Why can't I? But why do you have to ask someone for permission for something for your own body?" Make sense? Why do you have to ask someone permission for your own body? So I don't know, this is brainwash, spiritual warfare, psychological warfare, because he love bombs you and he pulls you in. I'm a billionaire. I'm gonna make you a star. I'm gonna make you famous. I'm gonna fly you on a jet. I'm gonna get you a mansion. I'm gonna get you got the Birkin bag. And Young Miami, she was with it. She was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You think he gonna beat up Young Miami? Young Miami be like, I don't think so. Woo, 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 woo. Young Miami would be like, "Oh, I don't think so, boy. I don't think so." She'd be like, "Let's go play baseball, guys." Uh. So I think he the devil is gonna come with you with diamonds and pearls and gifts and presents. And I think they got sucked in the beginning, but then it went left. It went on demon time. Y'all want to hear demon time? It went on demon time. And this is what they played in the court. Listen to this, guys. It's demon time for y'all. Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just wanted to give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all. At all. So I don't know. You think you silent treating me, and you think I'm going to be, nah. You'll have a rude awakening. You'll just have silence. And ain't nobody threatening you, and I ain't trying to go back and forth with no woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I ain't got no time for no motherfucking games. With my life is that right now, I don't have no time for no games, baby girl. Me and you can be mad, I can have a spat, we can have whatever. Then after that, you better get on your job. That's really that's all it is. Cause you got me on my job. Nah, it ain't never gonna work like that over here. You know what I'm saying? I was trying not to leave this message, but you have left me no choice. So how do you go in the direction of like moving on and shit like that, or you like just like have me just keep moving? Ain't no threat. I'm just being clear. I can't do this shit with you every time you get upset. So what did he prove? Wow. Did you guys hear that? I'm not gonna play it again. That is not AI. That was played in the court. That came from Jane Doe, victim number 2. I guess he called her and was like, "I'm not playing these games with you anymore." I think Diddy probably learned his lesson. He was like, "I'm not gonna get handsy anymore and beat anybody up because last time he did that, it cost him $100,000, right, in a bribe, and it wound up on CNN. You know, so he's like, I'm getting old. I'm almost 50, or I'm 57, I'm 60, whatever. I don't want to, this girl, younger, maybe more fit. I don't know, allegedly. I don't know. I don't know her. I don't know who it is. I don't know who it is. I do not know. Don't ask me. And if I knew, I ain't going to say it on here. But what I'm saying is, he probably was like, he knew what he wanted, but he wasn't clear. And then he would just be like, take this pill. Take this pill. No, I don't want to do it. I don't want to. Okay, take this pill. I'm tired. No, 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 no. I'll try it in the beginning. I think I like it. Oh, no, I don't like it. This is too much. This is going for 2 days, 3 days, 5, 6, 7 male entertainers. Like after 2 or 3, it's like enough. And then she would be crying. And he was like, look, I can't be bothered. You need to do your job. You know what you need to do. I'm doing my job. I'm giving you $10,000 a month. I'm paying your bills. Stop with the whining and complaining. Get with it. Now what? Now what do you do? What do you do? So, so she's gonna be on the stand for 5 days, guys. 5 days with Jane Doe. What are we gonna have for 5 days? More. I think the jury is like tired of hearing all the beatings. I think the jury is like, this 12 years a slave. I'm over it. Do they see Rico? I don't know. I know it's mainly men. Let's look at the juries. The jurors are, here they go right here. 8 men, 4 women. Half of them are over the age. What are they? 30, 30, 40, 50, 70, 70, 70s. Some 30, some 40, some couple retired. Investment analysis, social worker, prison communication scientist, retirement. 1 retired from finance, retired communication, logistics analyst, baking, an actor, massage therapist, deli clerk, nurse's aide, physician assistant, former treatment coordinator. Somebody was saying, was it Nancy? Somebody was like, I don't think they have anything to worry about. I think they're safe. I've been on real like hard criminal type of stuff, and they don't have nothing to worry about. I'm like, do you think the feds are following the juror? Like when they leave and get on the train and go home, do you think the feds are watching them? Like listening to their phone calls? What if you was a juror and you heard all this and you came home? And when you came home and you went in your house, you found a bag full of money on your bed. Would you be scared? That means someone knows where you live. They got in your house. I do not know. I think they're going to do a prisoner swap. I think they're going to let Suge Knight out and keep him in. If I had the bet in Vegas, if I made a bet in Vegas, I'd be like, I want to see a prisoner swap. That's what they do, favors, right? What do you think? What do you guys know? Talk to me, guys. Let me know in the comments. I want to know. I want me sitting here talking about myself. All right. Let's get back. Like I said, I didn't have any lineup this week. You heard the video. Jane Doe, we got 5 more days. I'm going to go back and review this digital forensic examiner because I kind of missed that one. I think I'm up to date with everything else. We went through the RICO predicates. We went through everyone he's paid off. We went through the co-conspirators who flipped. We went through the victims. I even go back to my last shorts. I did a special tribute to Frenchie, Kid Cudi's doggy. So who's missing? James Cruz. He didn't testify. And Jordan, the chef, Did the chef go out? I don't remember the chef. Nope. Witness for the prosecution to be determined. James Cruz, witness for the prosecution to be determined. Okay. Now, did they say Ray J? Ray J was named as being the alleged mule for Banna. Did he leave the country? Did you hear Ray J left? Did you hear allegedly that LeBron James was gonna get sequestered? Ain't no party like a Diddy party. I don't know. That's what I heard. This is too much, guys. That's enough tea for today. Facts, tea, court. It's not even really tea. This is just real life. We're gonna have to do some comedy or something funny after this because this is, I don't know, guys. What are you guys gonna do? Need a drink? Need a smoke? I'm probably gonna head to the beach. What are you gonna? It's like, this is a lot. It makes you feel like, I know my friends be like, I got a boring life. I'd be like, my life is boring. Anyway, guys, on that note, I'm out of here. If you're looking for a recipe, hit up my channel. I have over 200 recipes on there. That's my love letter to you. Hit this like button, share it. I will be back with another one when I find something interesting to talk about. Bye, guys. Have fun. Feeling nice. Cooking up with safari spice. Jerk chicken. Yes, yes, please. Sizzle, sizzle. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Need some more coffee.